Week 15 of the NFL season is here, and we are going to spin a lineup for the main slate on Sunday. Once again, for Week 15 of the NFL season, make sure you stick around. I got Howard Bender in here to help me break it all down so we can help you spin to win and give you everything you need to know for this weekend's action on Fantasy Spin. Like I mentioned, that is Howard Bender. Find him over on X at RotoBuzzGuy. So, Howard, as we get ready to spin this lineup here, a lot of really interesting games on the slate that we're going to want exposure to. You have Lions-Rams with an over-under in the mid-50s. Bills-Patriots are flirting with 50. The lowly Giants and lowly Commanders also have a decent over-under with some interesting pieces in that game. And then, of course, Houston and Arizona. What are some of these games that you really want a piece of here when we get this first spin and through all, hopefully only like 5 or 6 spins overall?
Well, you kind of rattled through them there. I think you missed Minnesota Dallas, unless the Sunday night game is not on this slate. Is the Sunday night game there?
Nope, not this one. We just have the 1 and 4 o'clock window. So
okay.
That'll be the standalone. There'll be a main event Sunday night football for that one. So if you want to get your JJ McCarthy shares, you can do that there.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was looking for, my JJ McCarthy shares. But you know what, man? Listen, Justin Jefferson going up against that Dallas secondary. Mm-hmm. I know everybody's down on him, but what are you going to do? All right. So listen, I mean, I want some Ravens. I want some Derrick Henry. Mm-hmm. I want a little, maybe some Lamar Jackson. I definitely want a little Jamar Chase if I can get that one. Ravens, Bengals. That's going to be a hot one. I can dig that. I think we just need to kind of steer clear from some of the obvious, right? No Jets, no Browns, no Bears. I don't even want the Bears in this one.
How about Phillip Rivers?
Dear Lord, please no Phillip Rivers. That would be, listen, my spin luck, and if you've heard me on the Fantasy Alarm Show doing the spins over there, has not been all that great. So I'm hoping that, you're going to have some of your luck kind of rub off on me a little bit here this week.
Well, we shall certainly see. So we'll just give it a spin, and we do get we get a Brown right off the back. And looking at it here, I think there's really only maybe one person that's worth talking about in this first spin, and it probably would be AJ Brown. The Eagles have, I can't even say pass happy at this point, but they're willing to throw the ball a little bit more. Vegas has struggled with perimeter receivers, and we know pretty much AJ Brown only really plays out there. So amongst all the star receivers on this slate, like some of the ones you already mentioned, we have Jamar Chase, you have Nico Collins, you have the receivers in the Lions-Rams game. Do we use a lock on AJ Brown on spin number 1?
You know what? I mean, it's spin number 1. We've got 9 more. I think we can lock him in just to see what else we're going to get. But the rest of that spin was, look at that. That's just trash. That's just garbage.
It is. It is garbage.
I mean, that's just mean fantasy spin. That's just mean. Spin it again, Colby. Please don't make me look at this anymore.
Well, that's fine. At least we got AJ Brown, and now we get some interesting pieces. So let's go right to the quarterback, Jared Goff. This is the highest over-under in this game, but is he the quarterback from this game that you want in your fantasy spin lineups?
Probably not, actually, right? You probably want Matthew Stafford in there. I mean, listen, I think both quarterbacks in that game can actually perform well. Especially considering you've got the Rams with a strong front 7. Mm-hmm. So maybe Jahmyr Gibbs, gets a little bit more passing work in there. Maybe that's kind of what they do. I don't necessarily know if I want to lock Jared Goff in here, but, having a QB from that game is actually something that I think we would definitely like to have.
Okay, so then let me say this. I was getting ready to talk about a guy going up against Houston next. So is it a yay or nay on Goff?
I'm going to say nay on Goff right now.
Sweet. That's where I am as well. And now we do get a nice little gold there. Number 1 projected tight end in Trey McBride, but Houston's allowed the 5th fewest fantasy points per game to tight end. So are we chasing the projection in the elite tight end that is McBride, or more so fading this also elite Houston defense?
I think you have to fade the defense here. I mean, think about this. If Marvin Harrison doesn't play, why wouldn't you just put Derek Stingley on Michael Wilson and then double team Trey McBride? Mm-hmm. Pull one of the safeties down, let him in the nickel corner, end up double covering McBride. force him to throw it to, Andrea Bocelli or whoever the whatever that other guy's name is over there, Xavier Weaver or something like that. So I'm actually I'm down on McBride this week. I don't necessarily know if we need to lock that in.
I think so. I think a lot of people might chase that projection, but I am petrified of that matchup. So
what about Jacoby Myers? That's an interesting one, I think, just because of his work as a possession receiver, full point PPR scoring. Jets are terrible. Absolutely terrible. He doesn't have that big booming upside that like a Brian Thomas Jr. has, but I don't mind him all that much.
And it's one of those things too. If you start playing the gamesmanship here of Fantasy Spin, is anyone going to be really excited to have Jacoby Myers in their lineups? Probably not. In this mini main event contest that we're in, where there are up to 550 people, maybe Jacoby Myers is that boring yet can sneak you 15 to 16 points and get it done for. I mean, as you see, the last 2 weeks or last 3 weeks, 14.8 plus points. That will play in a contest like this. And hashtag analysis, Jets stink, like you said. So that's kind of good enough for me. And of course, you can unlock players too. So if we get a nice spin later, he can always be our first unlock. No harm, no foul.
True that.
So
let's lock him in. Let's make a spin.
And we will do that. So we have Brown and Myers. It gives us Goff again.
Andrews, McCaffrey.
Whoa.
Wow. Now this is a spin. Now I say, do we lock Goff and Amon-Ra together?
Now I think Goff looks very appealing, because I think the Rams win this game. So that would seem to benefit well for them. And then we see it. I was at the Carolina Rams game. Emmanuel Forbes showed his true talent or lack thereof. He's been getting abused recently. We could go, in theory, I don't think it's crazy that we just pulled 5 locks on the spin, meaning we would have to unlock Jacoby Myers because we have Goff and St. Brown. I like the matchup for McConkey against the Chiefs. It's Christian McCaffrey, so you're locking him, whatever. And then you can't ask for a better matchup for a tight end than against the porous, lowly Cincinnati Bengals.
Exactly. The only other tight end who I think I like more than Mark Andrews, only because Isaiah Likely is there as well, is George Kittle in his matchup against Tennessee. That's the only other one there. But, I mean, I agree with you. And you know what? I tell you, I mean, DeAndre Swift is the only name there that I'm like, meh. But I think maybe we unlock Jacoby Myers, put the lock in on Goff and St. Brown. McCaffrey, of course.
And then,
well, we have 2 locks left. Okay.
So Andrews is going to take one of them.
Give it to Andrews. Sure.
So then now we're looking at Swift, which we basically both said we're out. I like McConkey, but I think we could probably do better. There's still Jamar Chase. There's still Nico Collins. There's still plenty of receivers out there. So as much as I do like McConkey, we do have 7 spins left.
7 spins, exactly. So, all right, let's do it.
All right, so we're going to leave since we have the lock, though, do you want to put it back on Jacoby Myers to preserve him? Or now that we have this kind of core that we're building?
I think now that we've got this kind of core, we got 7 spins. Unlock him and let's have some fun.
All right, so we're going to be spinning for running back, receiver, and flex here. Do we double stack? I think you have to, right?
I think you have to.
The over-under is 55 points.
And have Devontae Adams coming back. Right? I mean, the dude's got 11 touchdowns in his last 7 games. I know he's dealing with a hamstring issue right now, and he didn't practice on Wednesday, and he didn't practice on Thursday. I'd love to see what the practice reports have. What I also love about Fantasy Spin is that if you don't use all your spins, you can still come back later on and maybe think about doing that. So maybe we think about the possibility of holding a spin in case Devontae Adams doesn't practice on Friday.
Could do that. The only thing is we are fresh out of locks with the JMO one there. So if we're going to say we want Devontae Adams, that would also mean bringing Breece Hall with us. And Jacksonville's been tough.
I definitely no.
So I don't. If we really want to preserve Adams, because then we'd have Goff with the double stack. We'd have Adams coming back. Adams is going to play. He's not missing this game. I'm convinced of this. So who do we take the lock off of? It's not McCaffrey. Maybe Mark Andrews, but I hate throwing back a tight end that's facing the Bengals.
I understand.
Wait, we're in a real dilemma here.
Quite the pickle, isn't it?
It sure is. The last couple of shows, it's been really easy because we couldn't buy a good player to save our life.
Now here we go.
Too many good ones. Or do we risk it and say, hey, let's throw it and maybe we
chances. Let's risk it.
We get Puka and somebody else.
Let's see. What do we got?
All right, we're gonna risk it here. Well, that isn't it.
Spin it again.
We're just.
Oh,
I really like Judkins, but I
do too.
Don't care for Jaden Reed.
Yeah. Nope.
Yeah. I gotta.
Nope.
No, that's definitely not it either.
No.
Is there any way we can revert and just go back and take Holland Adams?
Too late.
Ooh.
Interesting. All right. Trevion Henderson against Buffalo. Jacoby Myers back again.
We did talk up Jacoby Myers pretty well. And over the last 4 weeks, Buffalo's been not very good against running backs. And actually, in fact, all year, they've not been good against running backs on the ground.
I want to see. Let me see what the I just want to see what maybe Vegas is telling us about rushing yards and receiving yards. So Henderson. Ooh. Why are they giving me this run around here? It's one of the things that I hate about the books now is all of these like ladder betting that they want you to do.
Yep.
It's no fun. It's no fun. I don't like it. I just want to see what the straight prop numbers are here for Henderson. Because, it's important to see what Vegas is kind of taking a look at here. So let me just see. I can go
Vegas tends to know ball. They do tend to know ball. And overall for this game, over under currently as we're recording this, sitting at 49.5 with Buffalo as 1 point favorite. So close to a pick 'em.
Rushing plus receiving yards for Henderson over 67.5 is minus 114 right now. So they're saying that's more likely in the over. I think Colby, I think we've got our lineup here. I don't know. You tell me. Should we spin it again? Should we take some chances? We got 2 spins.
We do have 2, but I like the upside that these 2 possess. And also amongst all the stars on the slate, like we don't have Derrick Henry, Chase Brown, no Bengals. We don't have any action to that game. But what if it is the boring Jacoby Myers and the question marks around Trevion Henderson that propelled this lineup on top of a Detroit double stack where maybe everybody else is looking to that Ram side and not as much the Detroit side?
You don't have to convince me, Colby. I'm fine. I mean, if you don't want to use these last 2 spins, you want to lock this sucker in.
Nope. We're
already doing it. Look at that.
Yep. They want me here. So we're locking in that lineup. We're keeping this. And let's do a pick 'em here. So that way, once this lineup crushes and wins cash, we can also hit the pick 'em here and win some extra cash on top of this. So we got to pick at least 3 players that cover 2 teams. So we couldn't just go Goff, Williams, St. Brown. We got to have another team in there. But what player or players on the screen are you most confident in exceeding their projected point total?
Well, I'll tell you what, Jacoby Myers at 12.2 seems like an easy one right there. Mm-hmm. And I think Goff at 15, I think we can lock that one in as well.
Yep. And then I got a third for you. And it's going to be maybe the chalkiest one on here.
It is.
Tight ends against the Bengals, baby. We are going to ride it. So what can I do here? Let me do 3 to win 15.
I love it.
Boom. $3 to win 15 on the pick 'em with Goff, Andrews, and Jacoby Myers there. So that's the lineup. We're projected 72nd right now in the mini main event. So if you want to beat this lineup, beat the brainchild of Howard Bender and yours truly, get in on the action and join the fun. And Howard at RotoBuzzGuy over on X. Where else can everyone find you? Whether it's XM, Fantasy Alarm, whatever you want to promote, the stage is yours.
Sirius XM Fantasy Sports Radio, Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern. You can find me on the Fantasy Alarm Show. You can find me, in the New York Post on Tuesdays and Saturdays. You can find my work over there. You can find me doing an article called The Weekly Bender. That's over at rtsports.com. And you know what? Just come hang out with me in the Fantasy Alarm Discord. I'm always in there answering questions on the regular. So stop on by.
Absolutely. And of course, we just did this one in the mini main for Sunday's slate, but I do believe for Mondays and Thursdays, there's going to be some Fantasy Alarm contests in there. So make sure you're joined there. Guys like Andrew Cooper, who's still talking about his Week 12 Thursday Night Football win. If you've heard about that on the XM show, Howard's in there. I'm also in there competing, a bunch of others from the community. So make sure you are getting in on the fun. Now is the best time to join Fantasy Spin, whether it's fantasy football, fantasy basketball, there's golf, there's college basketball, college football, tons of action in there. So make sure you get in on the action so you can spin to win. Head on over to the Google Play and the Apple App Store. Once again, download the Fantasy Spin app today, and we will see you on the leaderboard. What's up, y'all? Hope you enjoyed the content. For the avoidance of doubt, please note that I, Colby Conway, am a DFS player entering these contests under the username Colby Conway. The strategies and recommendations in this video do not necessarily reflect the views of Fantasy Spin. Please play responsibly and visit fantasyspin.com/responsible gaming to take advantage of Fantasy Spin's responsible gaming resources.